Hi, fellow movie freaks. It's American movie freak Tracy here with another movie review. Let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, starring Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, and Hugh Grant. The film is rated PG-13 for some mild violence and gore and mild, intense, or frightening scenes that some people might find frightening. I didn't find it terribly frightening or anything, and the one good thing is there was no profanity, there was no sexual situations. The runtime for the film is 2 hours and 14 minutes. Right off the bat, it was pretty predictable as far as a film goes. There were many scenes where they were obviously building up for something to take place in the near future, and I was able to guess what was going to happen. So in terms of that, it's not terribly unique. It seemed a little bit long. The film starts out pretty good. In the beginning, there's some traveling involved, and so they're going through different terrains, and the scenery is actually pretty spectacular, and the cinematography looks amazing. But it didn't take long for some negative stuff, in my opinion, to take place. Chris Pine does a pretty good job in his role. The problem that I had with his character, and I don't know if this was because of the writers and the directors, and if there's some kind of a liberal agenda here, possibly, but there were at least two scenes where they emasculated his character and made him look really weak. And not only that, but Bradley Cooper had a very small, minor role in this film as well. And they did the same thing to his character, making him not manly at all. It seems that this kind of behavior is prevalent in some films today. Not all films, but a lot of them have this line where they're trying to emasculate men, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. On the other hand, Michelle Rodriguez is amazing in this film. She looks the part of her character. She looks very formidable. She's a, for lack of a better term, she's a badass, and she does amazing things fighting. What I don't understand is why they can't make both men and women in a film look formidable as Michelle Rodriguez's character does in the film. Why do you have to try to emasculate men? I don't know. It seems like it's part of a specific agenda, but I'll let you be the judge of that if you want to. Other than that, it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. I expected a little bit more action. There was some action in it. There were some weird parts I felt were kind of weird. There was not a lot going on with dungeons, a little bit, but you do see some of the characters you would expect to find in a Dungeons and Dragons game, but really they could have probably picked any other name that had to do with a medieval genre. Overall, it was at least entertaining. I give it a 6. It's just slightly better than the midpoint on the scale, but honestly, it's barely to the level where I would even want to see it again. The film was hyped up to be really awesome, and I just don't feel like it hit that mark, and so that's the reason for my rating. I didn't find anything overly negative as far as not wanting to take children to see the film, other than the emasculation of two of the male characters. Hugh Grant does a good job as a supporting character in the film. And it's interesting because we've been seeing him a little bit more, and I hadn't seen Hugh Grant in a film until I just saw him a couple of weeks ago in Operation Fortune, starring alongside Jason Statham, and I really liked that film. So it's nice to see Hugh Grant again and getting out of his normal romantic role, but he's older now, so I guess that's what happens. You stop getting those romantic roles and have to start going to another type of role. So, but I thought his character was funny. There were several funny scenes with other characters in the film as well. It felt like a lot of the humorous scenes were kind of showed during the theatrical trailers. So there weren't a lot of unique, funny scenes. There were some, so it at least kept my interest from wanting to walk out. It didn't match up with the hype that it received. They did a lot of build-up of this film with Super Bowl commercials, and during the holidays is when we've started seeing more of the trailer. I just feel like something was missing. They started out real well with the beautiful scenery, and then it just kind of went from there. An interesting thing with a dragon later on that you've never seen in a film, which I thought was kind of funny. But other than that, uh, I don't really recommend the film. I guess if you're bored and you don't have anything else to do, maybe go see the film. I really like Chris Pine. He's done a stellar job with action films in the past. The Star Trek films come to mind, and Unstoppable. He just does a great job, I think, with those type of films, and this one just kind of missed the mark. I guess it's up to you to decide whether you want to see the film. Not the greatest film that I've seen this year. Probably pretty low on my list, although we're only in the fourth month, so we still got some other good movies coming up. So we got that to look forward to. That's pretty much it for Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Please comment below if you would like to see anything different or have any other suggestions or comments, or you can also send me an email at americanmoviefreaks@protonmail.com. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to someday see you at the show.